If you are going to drain the coolant, you will need the proper refill tool to refill the system. You cannot just pour coolant into the reservoir. This will not fill the system and will damage it if you try and run the vehicle this way. We use the Schwaben coolant refill tool with great success. Open the rear deck lid and the overflow tank reservoir is on the left side indicated by the red arrow. Make sure to catch and properly dispose of all coolant. To drain the system, begin by removing the cap, red arrow, and lift up on the bleed valve, blue arrow. This will help break the vacuum in the system. There are two places to drain the coolant on the lower rear of the engine indicated by red arrows. Use a 6mm Allen and remove the plug on the right side coolant tube. Using the 6mm Allen, remove the plug from the coolant pump, red arrow. Make sure to replace the crush washers on these plugs. Use compressed air in the reservoir to help blow out coolant from the system. There are 4 hand couplings at the lowest points in the system, red arrows. Open these to assist in a complete drain of the system. The heater hose are just standard clamps and can be opened to help drain. Make sure to put a little Porsche coolant gasket lubricant on any connection you open. On the front connection, loosen the 10mm nut holding the hose in place, red arrow, then pull out the wire clip on the hen connection with a small pick, blue arrow. This is a good time to inspect all of your hoses. You can see here that on one of the connections on the front radiator hoses had failed, indicated by the red arrow. To refill the coolant, remove the 10mm nut, red arrow, so you can slide the tank out slightly and give you more room to work. If you had opened the bleed valve, close it now, blue arrow. The Schwaben tool comes complete with the vacuum valve, red arrow, and the vacuum fill, blue arrow. The kit also comes with hoses and several adapters to give you a proper seal. Place the unit into the tank and angle it so you get a good seal. Make sure all of the valves are closed. There are 2 valves on the vacuum system, red arrow, and 1 on the fill, blue arrow. Connect the vacuum system to your compressor. Open both of the vacuum valves. The tool uses the Venturi principle to create a vacuum and suck all of the air and remaining coolant from the system. Make sure that the vacuum hose is positioned in a bucket, as any remaining coolant will be sucked out. You should be able to get about 24 to 25 foot-pounds of vacuum pressure. Close all of the valves. Then wait for at least 3 to 5 minutes. The system should hold that vacuum. If it does not, you have a leak somewhere. If you have completely drained the system, you will need close to 6 gallons of coolant and distilled water. Place this in a large clean bucket and submerge the fill hose. I open the fill vacuum, blue arrow, until the coolant fills the line. Then I close the fill hose and run the vacuum again to get the air from the line out. Open the fill valve again and let the system fill until the vacuum ends. When filling, make sure the hose is always in the coolant. If you let air into the system, you will need to start all over again. Once the system has lost all vacuum and the gauge is at 0, it is full. Remove the unit from the tank and replace the fill cap and the 10mm nut. There may be small amounts of air in the system. Open the bleed valve, red arrow, and run the motor. Adjust the coolant level until it is between the minimum and maximum levels. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.